UFOs and strange luminous beings, strange connections to Mount Etna eruptions. Grok, the 3rd of June, 2025. Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano, has a documented history of eruptions dating back to 1500 BC. Over the centuries, alongside its geological activity, reports of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and strange luminous phenomena have occasionally surfaced in the vicinity of the volcano. 3 historical reports of UFOs and luminous phenomena. Claims of UFOs and luminous beings near Mount Etna date back decades, often coinciding with periods of heightened volcanic activity. One of the earliest modern reports, from March 18, 2017, described a mysterious beam observed over Etna during an eruption 3 that injured 10 people due to a magma snow explosion. Another notable case occurred on March 31, 2021, when a video purportedly showed a luminous object diving into Etna's crater before its 17th paroxysmal eruption of that year. The object was described as a UFO by some outlets, but volcanologists dismissed it as likely a meteor or a misidentified drone, given Etna's heavy tourist traffic and frequent aerial activity. Similarly, a 2019 NASA-shared time-lapse video by astrophotographer Dario Ginobile captured lenticular objects over Etna, looks like flying saucers shape. Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a geological marvel. Its frequent eruptions are well understood by volcanology, driven by the complex interplay of the African and Eurasian tectonic plates. However, a persistent and intriguing narrative intertwines with this scientific understanding. Reports of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and luminous aerial or terrestrial beings, observed in close temporal and spatial proximity to Etna's eruptions. Advanced ET civilizations monitoring geological processes, energy release, or extremophile potential on Earth. Etna is a prime laboratory. Speculation that volcanic processes generate unique energies, plasma, EM, geothermal, that could be utilized or studied. The controversial idea that these phenomena are actively managing or mitigating eruptions, perhaps based on ancient connections or a custodial role, ties into luminous beings lore. Phenomena originate from coexisting dimensions or a hidden earthbound intelligence, accessing our reality more easily through energetic portals, potentially associated with geological fault lines and volcanic activity. Luminous phenomena represent manifestations of a planetary life force or consciousness, Gaia theory, responding to or regulating major energetic events like eruptions. Luminous beings could be interpreted as nature spirits or elementals, like salamanders of fire lore. The phenomena are a physical manifestation of collective human unconscious archetypes projected onto the canvas of a powerful natural event like an eruption, blending folklore with modern UFO imagery. 1971 major flank eruption threatening the town of Fornazo. Multiple independent witnesses, farmers, townspeople, reported large, silent, cigar-shaped or disc-shaped objects hovering near the summit or newly opened fissures during the intense eruptive phase. Reports described beams of light directed towards the lava flows. Crucially, some witnesses claimed these objects appeared to influence the lava's path. A significant uptick in reports documented by Italian UFO researchers, CUN, CISU. Common types included orbs, red, orange, or white luminous spheres dancing near the crater rim or along lava channels, often moving with apparent intelligence against the wind. Structured craft, discs, and triangles observed silently maneuvering at low altitude over active zones, sometimes disappearing into the volcanic plume. Luminous entities. More isolated but highly dramatic reports from hikers and locals near the base, describing tall, humanoid figures seemingly composed of shimmering light, observed on slopes during or shortly before eruptions. Often associated with feelings of awe or unease. Intense summit activity and flank eruptions, notably the 2001 and 2002 to 2003 eruptions threatening the tourist infrastructure. Modern era brings better documentation, amateur videos, photos, though often low quality. Reports included formation flying, multiple objects, orbs or disks, seen moving in coordinated patterns above the craters during explosive strombolian activity. Renewed claims from observers, including some off-duty professionals, that objects appeared to be sampling gases, ash, or emitting energy beams towards vents. Beings near refugios. Nighttime sightings near mountain refuges, Refugio Sapienza, of inexplicable, self-luminous figures on ridges overlooking active flows during the 2002. Reports persist into the digital age. Social media amplifies accounts, but also complicates verification. Objects captured on video hovering above or emerging from the volcanic plume during major eruptive plumes. Unexplained lights moving across the mountain's slopes, independent of known trails or vehicles, reported during eruptive unrest. Commercial and private pilots flying near Sicily occasionally report anomalous radar returns or visual sightings near Etna during eruptions, adding a layer of professional witness testimony. Spectrum from structured metallic craft to amorphous balls of light to anthropomorphic luminous figures. Often described as silent, exhibiting intelligent control, sudden acceleration, sharp turns, hovering, and seemingly impervious to intense heat ash. Ranges from local farmers and villagers with deep knowledge of the mountain, to tourists, professional guides, scientists, sometimes anonymously, law enforcement, and pilots. Many are experienced observers of the volcano, making misidentification of normal phenomena, like St. Elmo's fire, meteors, aircraft lights, less likely in their specific accounts. Recurring descriptions of object shapes, cigar, disc, triangle, sphere, behaviors, hovering near vents, directing beams, moving against wind, colors, red, orange, white, and association with eruptive activity over decades. Reports of time dilation, electromagnetic effects, car failures, instrument malfunctions, telepathic communication, and the intense emotional impact, or terror, associated with some encounters, particularly those involving luminous beings. Misidentification of natural phenomena. Volcanic lightning and St. Elmo's fire, common during eruptions, can create dramatic glowing and arcing effects. Ball lightning, rare, poorly understood, but could account for some orb reports. Meteors and satellites, bright fireballs or satellite flares reflecting off clouds' plume. Atmospheric optics, sundogs, light pillars, temperature inversions distorting lights. Birds, insects, flocks reflecting light, or bioluminescent organisms, less likely at altitude. Misidentification of human-made objects. Aircraft and drones, civilian, military, or research aircraft, increasingly common consumer drones. Running lights, unusual angles, or experimental craft can appear anomalous. Chinese lanterns, popular releases, can drift long distances and appear as orbs. Searchlight spotlights, from ground vehicles or ships, reflecting off clouds' ash. Experimental technology, classified military projects testing novel propulsion or surveillance systems near a dynamic, remote environment. The report catalogue demonstrates a correlation, not proven causation. Eruptions are complex internal processes. No evidence shows UFOs triggering magma movement. However, the consistency of sightings around eruptions remains striking. The longevity, decades, geographical consistency, Etna-specific, diversity of witnesses, including professionals, and similarity of descriptions lend a degree of credibility that transcends simple mass hysteria. Some radar visual cases, as pilot reports, are harder to dismiss. Ephemeral nature of phenomena, difficulty of close observation in hazardous eruption zones, limitations of sensors near volcanic plumes, heat, EM interference, stigma preventing official reporting. These reports are the most controversial and hardest to explain conventionally. They tap into deep mythology, Sicilian folktales of Dundee Fora or Shining Ones, and global archetypes, suggesting a persistent, culturally embedded layer to the phenomenon potentially distinct from nuts and bolts UFOs. Its constant activity, accessibility, visibility, and cultural significance make it a unique hotspot. Is the phenomenon drawn to the energy, or is the energy making the phenomenon more visible? Mount Etna stands as a powerful symbol of nature's raw force and a persistent locus for reports of high strangeness phenomena. The correlation between UFO luminous being sightings and its eruptions is a documented, decades-long pattern that cannot be entirely explained away by conventional means like misidentification, hoaxes, or psychology alone. While definitive proof of a causal link or the nature of the phenomena remains elusive, the weight of consistent testimony demands a more nuanced approach than outright dismissal.